All right, let's Tom. What do we think about the start for the Illini? What praises or thoughts do we have
Illinois
on
played
Oregon?
today?
Yes. On
Who'd they
America's
play?
most watched network, the
Oh man,
network
I
of
missed the game.
stars.
Oh, I hope they won. I didn't get to see it. I was busy working.
On the pregame and halftime show for the Oregon Illinois game.
Dude, I was on the pregame and halftime show in an Illinois hat, an Illinois quarter zip, sitting here screaming Illini by a billion, yelling at Beanie Wells, telling him that the Illini were going to do what his Buckeyes couldn't, and they were going to go into Autzen and beat the Ducks. And then the game started, and I had to go back on at halftime, and I wasn't nearly as feisty during the halftime show. That was rough, man. Like I wrote in the pick six for my pick for the game. I said the way I saw this game going was Illinois either slows things down and keeps it close or they get blown out. Either way, I thought it was going to be the under. They got blown out and it was the under and it was over quick. And I am grateful for Oregon for being merciful about it and just not ruining my entire afternoon and letting me know within about 10 minutes of that game kicking off that, all right, well, I can kind of flip around and see what else is going on with these other games. But Illinois played like crap. They missed more tackles in the first half than I think they have all year. But to me, the bigger takeaway from this game is Oregon goes on the road or at home a couple weeks ago, maybe the biggest win in program history, beats Ohio State. And we have seen time and time again throughout the years and this year, team wins a huge game, team suffers letdown. Since getting that win, Oregon has gone on the road on a short week, played a perfect game against Purdue, come home and played a perfect game against Illinois. They have played 8 clinical perfect quarters. They are very freaking good, regardless of who they played. I'm not just doing it because they beat Illinois. That team is really good. Like, I think they're going to win the Big Ten. I think they are a legitimate threat to win the entire damn thing at this point. Defensively, they haven't had Jordan Birch for 3 games now. They're still playing very well. Offensively, it took them some time. Their offensive line had to get healthy. Dylan Gabriel had to get comfy. They can run the ball, they can move it through the air, and they can stop you on defense. And they have a pretty damn good kicker, too. Like, you try to find the weakness on this squad right now. It's not offense, it's not defense, it's not special teams, it's not coaching. I don't know what the weakness is of this Oregon team.
I mean, it's what is it? Like exterior pass rush, maybe? But I'm just kind of grasping at straws here, to be honest. The interior defensive line, that's a real group. I mean, they gave Illinois fits there.
You couldn't move those dudes an inch.
Yeah. I mean, that's a great question. What is Oregon's weakness?
If
like
you
they have a weakest spot, but I don't know if it's a weakness.
Like I think Jabbar Muhammad is awesome. If you want to say that if you've got 3 dude wide receivers, I can move some pieces around and get a matchup advantage, sure. I don't think Oregon's trotting out 4 surefire NFL defensive backs.
Entirely fair, yeah.
But that is that is straw grasping for sure. I liked out of Oregon maybe 4 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, as the offensive line was sort of falling into place, I made a comment about missing Bucky Irving and just remembering like what a dude he was. And Noah Whittington had a really good game here against Illinois. And that's like we've got a couple years now of the Will Stein Oregon offense. We can come to set some expectations. When you've got Jordan James and Noah Whittington both running hot, and then you can build all of that passing game off of it, like with Tez Johnson and the rest of that group. That's what makes certainly the offense find the weak spot. That's where there is no weakness. It's just a matter of execution at that point, because the ground game setting up the running game is, the ground game setting up the pass game with the skill that they have at wide receiver is just too much for almost any defense to handle.
Yeah, I mean, they look really, really good. That Also, Illinois forgot to tackle the guys after just 6 yards today.
Yeah, they could. They missed a billion tackles.
That was tough.
Mm-hmm.
Coming up on the other. Oh, go ahead. Anything else?
Say you look at the rest of Oregon's schedule. It's at Michigan next week, which we'll get to them later. Maryland, at Wisconsin, Washington. Are they going to be like? Are they going to sweat for the last month of the season?
They're gonna have to like just work on stuff or whoever they play in the Big Ten championship game.
That's
Right?
what I'm saying. They're just their games are going to be over at halftime.
The special plan against Indiana. Yeah.
Which is why we will continue to be on Oregon first halves and not full games. Because just like I said all damn week,
UCLA happened, and so did Michigan State.
they just they put them away and then they chill. And that's good. Because look, Dante Moore is going to need to take the reins at some point. So he'll get those snaps in.